5 opposition parties came together last week to submit a motion of no confidence in National Assembly Speaker Baleka Mbete. The Congress of the People, the Democratic Alliance, EFF, Freedom Front Plus, and the United Democratic Movement all called on African National Congress MPs to support the motion. The parties accuse Mbete of becoming an obstacle to constructive debate and executive oversight in Parliament. My guest to discuss this and more is UDM leader Bantu Holomisa. General, welcome to the show. Always lovely to have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
I have to say, she was elected, the speaker was elected on May 21. She got 260 votes. This issue didn't even come up. Why is it coming up now?
Well, you are quite correct in that she was appointed or elected as a speaker. We also supported her. But since she came back, you will recall that she has been in Parliament for a few days, few weeks. She has been away. And when she came back, when we started to see her that she is not she's not following the procedures, it was during President Zuma's question time and the subsequent sessions which she chaired. So we will see it tomorrow. We will put exactly the details of what's happening, what happened in the debate tomorrow.
So you're asking for her to leave on the basis of just a few days sessions, whereas she was speaker from 2004 to 2008, no problem. She was deputy speaker before that, no problem. Why is it such a big issue now, or is it an EFF issue?
Well, you will recall that Baleka Mbete was appointed the deputy president of the country.
In 2008.
And I don't think we should have expected her to come back to preside over us. She is a deputy president. We gave a package, bodyguards, salaries, and security, you name it. But she is back now. What we want to say to the people of South Africa is that Baleka Mbete is pushing a party line. She's no longer the Mbete we know. She's no longer the objective speaker we know.
But on May 21 this year, when she became the speaker, you knew all this. You didn't oppose it. Only the DA, in fact, opposed it by putting forward Nosimo Balindlela, but no one else actually said anything.
Yeah, but I'm saying to you, but she is no longer the Baleka we know, because right now, since she has been appointed a chairperson or elected chairperson of the ANC, the lines are too blurred. She tends to push the party line, and of course, you are aware that the corruption allegations have surfaced since then about her involvement in the gold fields on shares, as well as her appointing ANC people who could not make to Parliament. She appointed them as advisors. No advertisement. Last week she called us to her office as leaders of the political parties. And her opening remarks were that we as the ruling party, underline we as the ruling party, have chosen a person who is going to be the Secretary of Parliament. But we said, why were you not informing us? Why did you not advertise this? So I think she has lost the plot. That's why we say she must go.
But this is not new, General Holomisa. You remember that she was alleged to have got her driver's license in underhand ways way back in the late 1990s. I think it was in 1999. She has never been someone with a fantastic history.
There were people who called for her head even then, but I think right now we need to send a strong message.
But the Goldfield issue was on the table on May 21 when you supported her election as a Speaker of Parliament.
Well, we allowed her to do that because we couldn't challenge her because she was suing the Mail and Guardian. She has since withdrawn that legal challenge without telling us exactly how did she end up getting involved in that messy project.
You see, the DA, which is part of your group of people who are saying she must step down, the DA has a speaker in the Western Cape legislature. Now, that speaker could also behave in a there is nothing extraordinary in a party member or a senior party member being a speaker of any legislature. It happens in many other jurisdictions.
It has happened in this country. The speakers from Jinwale up to Sisulu, we never had problems, even under her leadership. But of late, she is no longer the Baleka we know. I've just cited classical example of a person who's flouting the rules and regulations of Parliament, including her own running the administration. I mean, why do you want to appoint people who could not make to Parliament? All of a sudden, you make them advisors.
Well, that is it could be that she's within her rights. That's her defense, that she's within her rights.
But so far, she has not even answered you, just to show how arrogant she has been.
Is arrogance a reason for someone not to be Speaker of Parliament?
Look, the Secretary of Parliament, that post should be advertised. The parties, all of us, we should be advised about that position. I've just told you that last week, Tuesday, she called us. He says, we as the ruling party, we have chosen this person.
Shouldn't you put forward a motion that says, you have done this, therefore you need to correct this issue? In fact, this should go to, she's broken the law, and therefore a state institution that looks into these issues should look into that. It's no reason, before you even find her guilty, for her to leave. It seems to me, let me get to the point. It seems to me that what happened on August 21, the EFF goes and says, give back the money to President Zuma, and the EFF is now going to be held up on misconduct charges, and they're trying to find a way. So they got you and Musimamani and other party leaders to back them on this one.
No, even on that one, Baleka Mbete messed it up, because that issue was referred to a special committee. Even before that committee sat, she issued letters of suspension or challenging members of the EFF to say, show cause, why you cannot be suspended. Why did she not wait for that committee to do its work? She is confused.
Who should replace her?
Well, the Parliament will choose a speaker. I guess all parties will be welcome to field their candidate.
Do you have a preference?
No, I don't have a preference. All I want to see is a fairness. I want to see a speaker who is not embroiled in corruption controversies. We want a speaker who is going to treat all the political parties equally. At
249 MPs to for the ANC, and with only 128 for the rest of the parties in Parliament, the ANC can choose whoever it likes. It could choose another senior party leader, pretty much like Baleka Mbete, and that person may also behave in pretty much the same way.
Well, we will see that one when we cross that bridge. But for now, we are focusing on Baleka. We say she is not fit to be our presiding officer.
And the ANC is just going to make sure that it has a quorum, it has more than 50% plus one in Parliament, and swat the motion aside.
We are not worried we're not worried much about ANC's big numbers. We are sending a message, we're making a statement, and we want to say to the South Africans tomorrow, we are launching a process or a program to replace a partisan speaker. That's why we say Baleka must go.
Tell me about, congratulations. After a long battle, you managed to get Advocate Pensi Tlakula removed as the chair of the IEC. What kind of person should replace her?
I hope that we can get someone who will I hope we can get someone who will lead the IEC in order to recapture the lost ground. so that we can resuscitate the image and integrity of that institution. I hope also that we will have someone who is open to everybody, including other commissioners as well as other political parties.
Aren't you afraid that this may lead to a case of cadre deployment, where someone who is seen to be sympathetic to the ruling party?
I'm not worried about that one. We were focusing on Pensi Tlakula because of what she did. We knew that she's from the ANC, and in fact, almost all of them, they're from the ANC. But when you are given a position, please apply the rules, not shortcuts.
General Bantu Holomisa, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
And good luck in Parliament.
Thanks, Baba.
After the break, our winner and loser of the week. Stay with us.
I hope I'm not a loser.